I just got laid off. I was laid off from my outpatient job, and I was working in a NICU follow-up clinic. I have never experienced something like this before. So I'm doing what any sane person would do, which is I'm eating French fries, waiting to go into Hobby Lobby. I will say I'm very thankful that I work per diem. I do have a second job that I'll just pick up a little bit more at. I don't have benefits through this job, so I'm not taking a hit as much as a lot of the other nurses are, but whoa. I have a lot of feelings about this. I think the biggest one I'm feeling though is disappointment and I'm a little bit angry. This is the first time where I have seen with my own eyes that we treat healthcare like a business. Sucks because at the end of the day, the people who are suffering this layoff the most isn't me, it's not the nurses, although yes, we are suffering, it's the kids. And that's what I'm having such a hard time understanding is, why are we doing this when we know the detrimental impact it's going to have on the patients who are the children?
Yesterday, I got pulled into an office and my boss let me know that my position is going to be eliminated and no longer needed at the end of the month. I've had almost a whole day to kind of process it, and I didn't cry. I got teary-eyed, but I haven't cried. Thankfully, I have no mortgage, no kids, no car payment, no student loans, and I have a really nice savings that financially I'm going to be fine. But it's still a shitty feeling that you're being laid off. Even with all the uncertainty and chaos around the world, I still decided to do something nice for myself, and I still spent $9 to get a little silly matcha latte.
I got an email immediately when I started work today, pretty much telling me that they are laying off a round of people today. I mean, that they are laying off a bunch of people, and we have 60 days left of employment. How do you freaking make yourself want to even finish the day when you're like, oh, well, they're gonna fire me? I mean, not fire me, because I didn't do anything wrong. They're laying off like 500 people. But like, in 60 days, you'll have no income. Like, how do you freaking... I have a family. I have a house. Like, I need this job. And, like, I work from home, so I don't have to pay to go elsewhere. I mean, this is... I'm so upset. I'm just upset. And, like, then they invited us to a meeting, a Teams meeting. Okay, I hate Teams meetings, first of all. I don't like to be on camera. And then the guy, like the leader, CEO, big boss guy, whatever his name is, he talks, and one lady interrupted him, and there were 500 people in this meeting, so obviously, like, lots of people, lots of voices. They don't want people to talk. But one lady was like, wait, are we going to get any information? Are we able to ask questions? And he yelled at her for saying just that, and then finished his little speech and kicked everyone out of the meeting. Kicked them all out. Like, oh, okay, no time for questions. Just bye. Bye, Felicia. You don't matter. But then we're supposed to stay and work for 60 days? Like, we're not allowed to ask questions about why we're getting laid off. You just end the meeting. But we're supposed to continue working for you and doing a good job. Because that's how things work. Super fun.
Okay, Wisconsin is laying off up to 25,000 individuals who are living in America. How many people have been laid off in America? I was doing such and found that up to 300,000 jobs have been lost in America. You ain't paying the federal workers, and now you are shutting down the companies. And now, what is the excuse of all these things? I don't understand this thing. What is the ideal of you closing the company, you losing, you laying off people? Why you want people to be jobless out there? Out here, the world is terrifying. The world is scary. Everything is miserable right now. Because you are laying them off, another thing, you don't want them to, you don't want to pay them. How will somebody survive if we didn't pay for this? Wisconsin have laid off many women out of the office because of they don't give them the good idea story. They are laying them off, but they the women don't even care. Somebody's like, I've been working there for over 20 years. 20 years. Working in a company for 20 years and you're still being laid off? Can you just sit down and watch over and over again and see how this person has been useful in this community, in this office? How has he been coming through for us in one or the other? How has he been helping us? She. And you're laying her off for after 20 years of working in the office? No. I have here videos, multiple of them. All of them I'll come back and tell you more about them. So subscribe. Meanwhile, prepare thoughts. Tell me in the comment section what do you think in the comment. Tell me what do you think about this whole thing. American being laid off, not getting paid. Until when will they be laid off? Why? Subscribe and share the comment. Like the video, please. Thank you.
Well, not how I wanted to start my 2025. I was just laid off. This is actually the first time I've ever been laid off, so I don't really know what to even do or how to process anything. I just dropped off my laptop. It sucks the most because I seriously was only at this company for 2 months. I literally got this job in October and loved every single second of it. Unfortunately, the company was acquired and a lot of us were let go. Nothing you can do about it, but it definitely sucks. I have no idea what I want to do. I don't know if I want to even keep working for a company or what. I got my real estate license back in early October. I'm like, maybe I should just pursue that. But I also really liked the idea of having like a stable income with a job. I'm also getting married this year and have lots of expenses. So yeah, I still know it's going to be a great year. Like, I'm truly trying to be positive. I know everything happens for a reason, but yeah.
So today something happened. My boss sent me a text and asking me if I got a meeting invite for 9 a.m. this morning. Then we met, and then there's been like a lot of changes in our business. Then she said, unfortunately, your job has been impacted as well. So after 19 official years, 2 years as a temp, so 21 years at my company, I am officially laid off. And it was a shock, but it is an opportunity now because I feel like everything happens for a reason and God puts us in places where might seem like we're uncomfortable, but it's because you need to move. So I'm excited about my future. I'm happy and grateful for the 21 years at my old company.
Raw materials are maybe consuming your maybe power, energy. You are paying expensive on the energy, and tariffs maybe are also affecting you. So closing up to 50 plus shops in America, that's so scary because it's so difficult for me. I don't know why. Because people are going to suffer out here. People won't be able to acquire a new job because after working for 20 years, how many things are in your mind? How many things have been in your mind for since you're not working in that office? And how are you going to survive without that job? I don't understand. Americans should just wake up one day and decide to protest for your own rights. Because Trump is now doing things out of... Everything's right now, people being laid off is now out of control. It's getting out of hands. And no one will be able to control it anymore. Because Americans are now losing everything, losing life. Somebody maybe been dying, killing himself because of frustration. Somebody is just like, I don't see why I should live. I don't see why I'm alive. Let me just pass this whole thing and let me just live my life and let it be itself, because I don't know. But Americans need to just stand out and speak for themselves. Just talk for themselves. Defend their own rights. Because, okay, being laid off is not your right. Having a job is not your right. It's just a privilege for you to have a job. You had to force somebody to work in the office. But at least then pay them. Pay them off, let them go at peace. Let them go live their own life somewhere else, peaceful.
Get ready with me to get deported. So I'm officially getting deported in 27 days, and today I'm going to see an immigration attorney. I have been living in this country for the past 12 years, and that's basically half of my life. I grew up here. I went to high school, college, got my first job out of college, had my first boyfriend, all my friends here. My dog is here, my apartment's here, my entire life is here. But unfortunately, a month ago, I was affected by the big tech layoffs, and I'm here on a H-1B work visa, so if I lose my job, I lose my visa. And I have 60 days from the day I lost my job to find a new job that will sponsor me to get me a new visa, otherwise I have to leave the country. And it's basically impossible to find a job that would sponsor me in my industry right now, with this job market and my industry specifically. Thinking back, the majority of time I spent here, I lived with a severe anxiety around the uncertainty over my immigration status. My life depended on my visa, and my visa basically depended on my school and my education. It really feels like everything I accomplished for can be taken away in an instant just because a piece of paper determines my future. And what most people see as basic rights, like visiting family, seeing your sick father, going to your brother's wedding, and travel freely outside of the US, or even changing jobs, changing careers, they were off limits to me. I had to say no to my dream jobs. I stayed here for the past 3 years without going home because of my visa issue, and I could not afford to take a 2-month off mental break if I was having some sort of mental health issues. I just could not afford to make any mistakes at all. I am just really, really exhausted because I felt like I always had to work my butt off to prove that I'm as good as other people and deserve a place here. And I always try to overachieve everything because most companies would, take an American citizen over a foreign national. And I'm just so exhausted of trying so hard and always overachieving. And I'm so tired of, constantly feeling like my life is a fleeting dream, and every time I wake up, it could be taken away and I lose everything I have. And honestly, I'm just so tired of...
Every time I think I'm not going to get emotional, I end up getting emotional. But basically, this is my second time in the past, I think 3 years, being laid off from, honestly, somewhat of a dream job. And while I'm so incredibly grateful to be given opportunities to work in really cool industries and with really cool people, it is draining. Not only is it really draining working corporate sometimes, but working in a field that tends to have a lot of layoffs, because even when you have a job, it never really feels that secure. And the irony of it is I'm a recruiter, and I have been for the last 7 years. So I literally work in hiring, and I work with people who either lose their jobs or are transitioning jobs all the time. But when it happens to you, you still don't really know what to do. And even when you know that the layoff is not your fault and there's not really much you could have done, even in this last role, I was literally promoted 3 months ago, and then last Friday was my last day. So even knowing that there's nothing I could have done and getting feedback that there's nothing that I could have done, it's hard, because a part of you is really proud of your work and where you've gotten in your career. And so it feels like rejection when it gets taken away from you, and that part really sucks. I did not think this was going to be a come on here and cry video, because I've literally never done that on social media, but I was hoping maybe I was going to have something more inspirational to share. Unfortunately, at this time I do not. Just know that it sucks, and yeah, if this has happened to you, I'm in your boat, and it's okay, I think, to be emotional about it. Especially, I'm American, so especially living in a culture that really prides themselves on their work and their careers, and attaches a lot of value to that. It's okay to be a little sad. And at the same time, historically, people tend to figure things out and move on to bigger and better opportunities. So yeah, I'm just holding on to that rejection is just redirection, even when it doesn't feel like it.
Please Global, subscribe, share, and leave a comment in the comment section. I'm a boy, and I want to ask you, kindly like the video, comment me, tell me what you think about the video. If I make a mistake, tell me. I'll come next video. I'll come and correct the mistake. I'll do it maybe better through your own opinion. Thank you, and peace be with you.